Hello, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing a family game night video of an advanced Dungeons and Dragons stories AD&D story, and this isn't so much a story, but more of an informational thing. I call this one "Not Another Treasure Chest." In Dungeons and Dragons, I've been playing this game a long time, since the '70s, and I've played in a lot of games, and I've run a lot of games. I've tons of games, tons of monsters I've played against, and I have run against players. Tons of traps. One of the things that really gets a player is a treasure chest, because that's where the treasure's kept, right? It's also great bait when you want to bring a player character in who just has to get that last copper piece. It's great bait for pulling him in to get him with a trap, to kill him, or to try to kill him. Some of my favorite traps to throw at players use treasure chests as bait. One of the old standbys is the floor is an illusion. They see the chest on the other side of the room. They go running in and they fall through the floor into whatever, spikes or whatever. Or it's a really deep pit and they just fall for a minute solid and, they're done. The floor has tripwires with various effects. Arrows shoot out, or a log comes across, or a stone falls on them, or something. The chest is rigged. It has a lock on it that's rigged, and it has various effects. The guy's trying to pick the lock or whatever, and poison gas comes out, or there's a poison needle comes out and jabs him, or they're messing with the lock and it's rigged and there's a fireball. I talk about fireballs and some other videos. Those are some very powerful magical effects. When you're going to lift the lid, it trips a trap and various different things, kind of like the ceiling falls. You can put the trap anywhere around this chest, and somebody's going to find that trap one way or the other. Thieves are notorious for finding traps. The problem is, as a dungeon master, one of the things you have to understand is, if they're searching for traps, you have to make the roll. But be honest, if they find the trap, you tell them about it. But if they don't find the trap, they don't know that there's a trap to find. All they know is they didn't find the trap. See? And so when they check in for traps, you roll. Oh, you didn't find any traps. Okay, great. Then they go to lift the lid, and the ceiling falls on them, or the floor drops out, or something. Something always happens. My favorite trap has a number of different chests on the far side of the room. And there's nothing in the room. It's empty. And they're like, well, gee, that's weird. Oh, see nothing in there, nothing over there. It's empty. The ceiling is, not exorbitantly high. It's not got a high vaulted ceiling or anything. So that's just weird. So they cautiously take a step out. Seems okay. And several of them get out there and go across. Now, this particular trap is cool because if one of them goes in, it's okay. Let me explain the trap. This is the floor. At this end of the room, there's chests piled, heavy chests filled with, and you can fill them with gold, because if they get this gold, they certainly earned it. Filled with gold. Okay? The door's over on this end. As they come out, what they don't realize is there's nothing supporting the floor except on this end. So you have the floor's here, the door's here, and on this end of the room where all the chests are, just past the chests is where the floor underneath the floor stops. There's no support underneath it. There's a big pit here. The pivot is right here, right next to the chests. So the more weight that gets on this end, so one character going across is okay. 2 or 3 or 4, suddenly the weight counterbalances and it falls. And this pit's a deep pit. It's got these nasty jagged spikes at the bottom, maybe some poison or some, rotting corpses made some disease down there or something. And they fall and they land on these spikes, and that's pretty bad. What's worse is they wanted the gold so bad, when it tips, all that gold falls down on top of them too. So they hit the spikes, and they have to save versus poison, disease, whatever. They take the damage from the spikes, and then of course all that gold lands on top of them. I've gotten players with that over the years so many times. It's just nasty. It's just a nasty trap. And it's, and the trick there is you got to put enough gold on the other end to make more than one character want to get over there. Well, one guy's going to haul all the gold back by himself. That's going to be an hour's worth of work, easy. Well, let's give him some help, and more guys go out there. And it's just not good. It's not good. I've had player characters in games after, in long campaigns, they'll walk in there and they'll open the door and there's a chest in the far room, and then they go, "Oh man, not another chest!" I love playing this game. You folks have a good day. God bless one and all.